What's up, everybody? You're watching The Back Cover, your source for game news, reviews, and more, brought to you by Velvet Games. In today's review, we're reviewing the newest addition to the Sniper Elite franchise, Sniper Elite Resistance. Check out our website at the link in the description to see how we break down games at myvelvetgames.com/game reviews. You can also find all the other games we've reviewed ranked for your visual pleasure. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to Velvet Games, and ring that bell so you're notified of when we drop new episodes. We appreciate your support. And now, for the review. Bienvenue en France. German-occupied France, to be more specific. Take on the role as an English commando behind enemy lines in the months leading up to D-Day, and take out the enemy targets as designated. Join up with resistance fighters and take on the infamous Wehrmacht and SS invaders, teaching them why there's only one path for the enemies of freedom in the land of the Franks. With a little bit of assassin stealth, some sneaky sabotage, and a few good shot placements, perhaps France will persist under Allied colors once more. Sniper Elite Resistance makes the mark on graphics. They are clean, well-designed, with the appropriate color matching and theming. There's not a ton to say about this since it's based off of historical events and locations, other than to say that they hit the mark. Though for a game in this generation, it could be considered a bit lackluster by comparison. The graphics were relatively stable and I had no issues running it. Oh, and since it's Sniper Elite, X-ray cam. This game gets a 7 out of 10 in this category for achieving decent historical representation while not doing anything for me visuals-wise. X-ray cam is fun though, if not a bit gory. Most of the commentary I've seen on this game, where negative reviews are concerned, involve the story being a bit underwhelming and or repetitive, and I can't disagree, but you have to remember, this is a Sniper Elite game. While the story does matter, and at times the game feels like it doesn't focus on it enough, at the end of the day, the story is but a means to an end. If you're looking for a game with lots of depth to its characters and a meaningful, elaborate story to draw you into a world away from your own reality, this game is not that. It's a game where you shoot Nazis and blow stuff up. It's meant to be a fun, stealth shooter experience, and I think that the devs achieved what they set out to accomplish. This game gets a 6 out of 10 in this category for understanding the assignment and making way for gameplay to be the focus. Do you like being a sneaky boy? Blowing stuff up? Shooting Hitler in the ball? Well, as I've said several times already, this game gets it. At times, it almost feels like more of a sandbox than a game with a story, and that's okay. In truth, this is a game most people will not play religiously, and that's okay. Returning to this title is the Axis Invasion game mode, which was interesting to encounter when a sniper picked me off 5 times during my second mission. But with the ability to allow other players to join and mess with your gameplay is quite a concept that goes over well. The implementation of co-op also seems interesting, though I didn't get an opportunity to try that out as of recording this. Other than that, I occasionally ran into some bugs where an enemy or group of enemies would be alerted to my presence despite me hiding and not doing anything, but patches in the coming weeks could address this. This game gets an 8 out of 10 in this category for doing Sniper Elite right. If you liked Sniper Elite 5, you'll like this one. So, to be honest, I didn't really process the music in this game while I played it, and there's a very good reason for that. This game, like some other stealth titles, makes sound a very important component to gameplay. This is because it can often be hard to see enemies while you yourself are hidden, so listening to audio cues such as footsteps, vehicles approaching, and talking can give you a competitive edge against your targets, especially in the dense urban environments you often find yourself in this game. There are also several ways to mask the sounds of your gun depending on the circumstances available, such as an airplane engine overhead or a generator backfiring, which is quite unique to this game series. As far as Foley work goes, I think they did a good job adding historical accuracy as an added perk. My only complaint is that Harry often speaks to himself to reveal exposition or plot progression, and while it doesn't affect the gameplay, he often does so in a rather loud voice that thankfully doesn't alert the enemy.
If I remember his file right, that's Vertigo's apartment block.
This game gets a 7 out of 10 in this category for utilizing sound in a somewhat unconventional way that makes the Sniper Elite franchise stick out among stealth shooters. The Sniper Elite franchise is one that I think achieves a good level of replayability, simply for the randomness of how enemies react and what weapon loadouts you choose as you unlock more guns and attachments. This, coupled with the Axis invasion and co-op modes, certainly make this game more interesting to return to long after the campaign has been completed for the first time. This game gets an 8 out of 10 in this category for being exactly the kind of game that makes replaying fun and exciting. When it comes to my taste in video games, I certainly have a mixed bag of titles. I like first-person shooters, adventure titles, strategy games, and simulators as my preferred genres. Not to say that I like all games in those categories. In fact, I've even reviewed some titles already that I really haven't done much in the realm of returning to. But Sniper Elite is probably one title I can easily know will be a good time before even buying it. Sniper Elite Resistance is no different. Is it my favorite game of all time? No, not really. Is it the best game of the year so far? No, at least I hope not. Not when there are titles like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 coming out. But for $50, it's not bad by industry standards. It was stable, engaging, and fun to play. I liked it, and if you're a history buff or already enjoy other stealth or assassination games, I think you'll like it too. This game gets a 7 out of 10 in this category for being a fun game for less money in an oversaturated and frankly overpriced market. Sneaking, hiding, stalking, sniping, and repeat. This game is what it claims to be, and is not so far a departure from other Sniper Elite games. If you liked Sniper Elite already and have $50 to spend, this game might be worth your money. Just bear in mind that it is so similar to the other titles that if you already own Sniper Elite 4 or 5, you could just replay those with very little in the way of change. Some mechanics are different, the setting is different, and the story, which persists simply to further gameplay and follows a different character than games of the past. If this is enough to sell you on spending more money, then this game will likely be a great title to add to your library. Our summary of Sniper Elite Resistance gives it a total score of 7.2 out of 10. Vive la Résistance! Make sure to check out our channel for other game-related content and more reviews in the future. Do you like what we got? Maybe you disagree with the rating, or maybe you just want to suggest another title for us to review. Drop a comment down below and we'll be happy to look into your request. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to Velvet Games for more content. Whatever you do, we want to thank you for watching, and as always, stay awesome.